Hello, you're watching A Seat at the Table. Today we have a guest. Her name is Kimberly Smith. She's going to talk about some issues we have in the workforce in America. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You live in the Jackson, Mississippi area. You also worked in the Jackson, Mississippi area.
Correct.
So we need more citizens like you that contribute to living here and actually working here.
Right.
How long have you been living in the city?
I've been in the city just about all my life.
Right.
I just wouldn't choose another place to live.
Right. So can you tell us a little bit about the situation that you had at work and why you're here today?
Well, I was fired at work. Once a person is terminated at work, they really need some kind of psychological help. At the time I was fired, I couldn't grasp what had happened until the next day. So I'm only saying that I felt like the end of the world. I had been there 8 years, and for somebody to just one day you walk into work and someone to tell you exit, that means exit your bills, exit your benefits, you know, your medical benefits, exit all of that, exit where you live. You know, that's how you feel.
Would you like to talk about a little bit about why you were fired?
Well, it was said that I didn't follow proper procedures, but I had someone in leadership to tell me what to do, so I followed what they told me to do, but it wasn't proper procedures according to the guidelines of the company. So that was one reason I was feeling so betrayed, because I was only obeying what my supervisor told me to do.
Right.
And at that time, I was trying to explain that to the person that fired me. They wouldn't listen.
Right.
And so at that moment, I just shut down. I shut down, and they walked me out to my car. They walked me out of the building, and I got in my car and I drove out.
If you could say anything to that company, or if you could speak to a person in leadership with the company, what would you say?
I would say that day that I was terminated, going back to the day that they told me what to do and how to do my job, I would tell them that by their leadership caused somebody to not only lose their job, lose their benefits, lose their health coverage.
They basically took your life away from you.
Yes, and that's why I go back to say that once a person is terminated from work, they are terminated, they feel that they're terminated from their livelihood.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons they're angry. They get angry. And that's one of the reasons we need somewhere we can go for mental help. Because if you're not mentally stable, you feel like that there's no other point you can go, you know.
And to add to that, you're not working now. How are you paying bills, and how are you sustaining in society?
Well, I'm not getting any income right now. I'm basically jobless. I'm basically moneyless.
Has the Mississippi's laws that are set in place helped you in any way?
Well,
the government, any type of assistance from them?
Well, the way that this government is set up, the people that fire you, they can fight you for just a little bit of help.
Right.
The way the system is set up.
And when you say fight you, they can deny
you for the benefits that you, the only benefits that you may be able to get until you can get a job, until you can see yourself, before you can do anything.
And the process of getting those benefits, can you talk about how slow it is, the lag on it?
Well, I applied for it. I applied for benefits. Maybe it was a couple of days after it happened, and I think it was take like 10 days before you can get an interview. I had a phone interview.
Wow.
It
takes ridiculous.
And then I think after that they have 10 more days to even acknowledge you if you're approved or you're denied. So, and all this time, the bills are steady coming.
Yes, they are.
And that is something you have to really, really just, like I said, it's mental.
if you could speak to our government here, what would you say would be an improvement for these type of situations for people like you?
Well, I'm asking the government if they will have some kind of system in process in line that once a person is terminated from work, let that person, whether they are terminated for their own will or if the company wrongfully terminated them.
Mm-hmm.
So have something in place that person can go to and seek that help that they need, whether it's financially, mentally, or physical.
Right.
Have something in line that person can reach out to. Because with my situation, I just needed somebody to be there for me mentally wise.
Right.
Financially wise was coming, but at that point,
I needed that mental help.
Mentally help. That I needed that mentally. So once you fire a person, I just asked the government to put something in place that person can go to seek that help that they need.
Right. And I just want to say we need more citizens like you that live in the community, work in the community, and care about the community, because if you didn't care, you wouldn't be sitting down doing this interview with a seat at the table. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, this is Kimberly Smith. If you have any questions, please write us on our social media, A Seat at the Table on Instagram, and thank you.